A special thank you to each of our subscribers who make this channel possible. Here's today's story. In a bold move that could reshape the landscape of U.S. trade policy, President Donald Trump has officially appealed to the Supreme Court, seeking to overturn a recent ruling that deemed his use of the International Emergency Economic Powers Act, IEPA, to impose tariffs as illegal. The president's administration is pressing for an expedited review, arguing that the stakes are incredibly high, both for national security and economic stability. This legal battle comes on the heels of a Court of Appeals decision that sided with small businesses and several states, declaring that Trump's authority under the IEPA does not extend to imposing tariffs. The ruling has ignited a fierce debate over the extent of presidential power in regulating imports and the implications for U.S. trade relations. The Court of Appeals, in a majority ruling, highlighted that while the president has significant authority in response to a declared national emergency, the power to impose tariffs was not included in the law's provisions. This decision has left the Trump administration scrambling to defend its tariff policies, which have been a cornerstone of the president's economic strategy since he took office. In his appeal, Trump vehemently criticized the court's ruling, labeling it as highly partisan and warning that without the ability to impose tariffs, the United States could face severe economic repercussions. Solicitor General D. John Sowers stated in the administration's filing that the tariffs are crucial for promoting peace and economic prosperity. He argued that without the authority to impose these tariffs, the U.S. would be vulnerable to retaliatory trade actions from other countries, potentially leading the nation to the brink of economic catastrophe. The administration's position is that the tariffs serve as a necessary tool in negotiating better trade deals and protecting American interests, particularly in light of ongoing tensions with trading partners like China, Canada, and Mexico. Trump's controversial tariff policy, dubbed Liberation Day tariffs, was first announced in April 2025, imposing a 10% baseline tax on all imports and even steeper tariffs on goods from specific countries. The announcement sent shockwaves through global markets, prompting a temporary suspension of the tariffs as the administration sought to negotiate trade agreements. However, the revised tariffs that came into effect in August disproportionately affected several nations, including India and Syria, leading to further complications in international relations. The appeal to the Supreme Court is not just a legal maneuver. It represents a critical juncture in Trump's presidency. The president has long positioned himself as a champion of American workers, arguing that tariffs are necessary to protect domestic industries from foreign competition. However, small businesses across the country have expressed concerns that these tariffs are doing more harm than good, with many facing increased costs and reduced access to essential goods. Jeffrey Schwab, an attorney representing businesses challenging the tariffs, expressed confidence in their case, asserting that the tariffs are unlawful and detrimental to small business survival. As the Supreme Court prepares to consider the appeal, the outcome could have far-reaching implications for future presidential powers and U.S. trade policy. As the clock ticks down to the Supreme Court's decision, both sides are gearing up for a high-stakes battle that could redefine the balance of power in trade negotiations. With the potential for economic disruption hanging in the balance, the nation watches closely as the legal saga unfolds. The Supreme Court's ruling will not only impact Trump's administration, but also set a precedent for how future presidents can wield their authority in matters of international trade. The upcoming months will be critical as arguments are set to be heard in November, with the nation bracing for the implications of this pivotal legal confrontation. That's all for this story. We upload videos every day covering many different subjects, so hit that subscribe button to stay informed. Thanks for watching.